touchscreen does not want to grab them. Don't mess up my stuff. Oh, that's what happened. There we go. Now this thing needs to resize itself. There we go. Okay. I just finished my mission. I need to rinse this. Alright, welcome to the basement. I had to swap a router around. Actually, I think I can just like shimmy this guy over. And then drop it down. Swag. I don't think you can actually see what's going on here, but that's hella dark. That's the old router hanging out down there because I still need internet while I work on the new router, which is hanging out right there. Replaced the SRX 220 with a 320 because the 200 series SRXs, most of them on eBay have old firmware, and that old firmware has a bug, and that bug prevents updating to newer firmware. In order to get the bug fixed, you have to have a Juniper account, and you have to pay a boatload of money to Juniper, and it's stupid because enterprise licensing is a pain. Now let's put this back up without breaking this. So I've got the new SRX 320. Yesterday, I was working on updating the firmware. I figured I'd do it ahead of time since I spent several months trying to get it done on the 200 series before giving up and just buying a whole new... Well, actually I bought 4 200 series because they're really cheap. I was trying to bin for one that didn't have the old firmware that prevented upgrading, but they all did. So, well, finally the 300 series went kind of EOL, so they dropped in price by like several $100s, so it was worth it. So I've got the console pulled up here at the moment. I just installed a 21.4 R3, and last thing I did was I checked the checksum of this other file that I pulled from some random website, and it is valid, so it should be a good image. Because obviously you can't download these from Juniper because you gotta pay like literally thousands of dollars. according to the forum posts I read, like thousands of dollars, which is way outside of my budget. So pulled it from some shady website. Checksum's good. Must be a valid file. You can see here's the checksum for that same version, and it's 256, which is 277D, and yeah, I mean that's close enough. Close enough, right? Will not be checking eBay right now or my email. I think it's still mounted. No, it is not. Four, yes. Now I need it's 23. Copy that to mount USB 0. Sudo. Thank you. And yeah, it's there. Unmount. It's probably still copying, but pretty sure the system waits for the drive to stop being accessed by the rest of the system, kind of like what Windows does. I'm not actually a big Linux guy. I just assume that's what's going on because that's my best guess. Let's see. I had some dude's blog pulled up. He has a mount command, this guy, that I need. So it's DA1. Pretty sure it's LS, yeah. DA1S1. Does it save my history? No. Oh, it restarted last time. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'm pretty sure I can just copy, paste. Do have to mount it first. I'm gonna have to create the mount point, the mount directory. We should stop that. What are you doing? Stop. last time too. Some moron. Oh, is my audio too quiet? My audio might be too quiet. I forgot. Is that better? Test, test, test. Yeah, I think my audio, I forgot. I messed around with the camera's audio settings. Me talking to probably no one. ASMR stream, I guess. No copy. I could also, I think it's the reboot. I think reboot is the switch. I can't remember. But I could also just wait. There's a reboot switch you can add there. I just forget if it's literally just the word reboot or if it's something else. This is actually going to take like forever. So we're going to see if I still need any of these. We're going to 23.4R2S7, which is 2-patch versions newer. Not by choice, it was the only option. But it works out. Look at this. Oh, it downloads. So I'll download it. No, you won't. You're gonna pay us money instead. So annoying. I don't really need that anymore either. Alright. So that's gonna take like 10 minutes probably. What else? What else? I need to pull a copy of the old config from the old router still. Actually. Gotta make sure I unplug the right one. It's this guy. Boom. Had to swap the ports because now I don't have internet, which is fine. I don't need internet right now. I think, at least on this machine. And I had to swap the network over to the management VLAN, which is set on different ports. Because if I have access to the web interface blocked on all other subnets. So go 0.1. Eventually. I also have to swap it to the other interface on the server, actually. Someday. Oh, forgot. Let's check latency, because there's some lag usually between the capture card and the computer. Well, and OBS, and then also the camera and OBS. And sometimes it changes. Okay. I have it fixed at 500 milliseconds, but sometimes the cameras like to drift. Sometimes the cameras like to crash too, because they're 20 years old. And sometimes the Juniper web interface, well, I should say all the time, the Juniper web interface likes to not work. And it really sucks. Am I getting no audio? No, okay, it is going through. I have a hard time telling whether my audio is going through because the meters on the camera seem to suggest that there's hardly any audio going through them at all, but then the mixer in OBS seems to think it's going through just fine. But I don't think it's enough. Alright, we're gonna crank these up a little bit. That's way too much on channel 2, I think. Or maybe that's good. No, it's too much. We're gonna go... There, how's that? Oh, that just took out channel 2. Okay. Test. I think I just made it worse. Yeah. That was... I should have just left it. I don't know what I'm thinking. I think one of these dials is bugged out. Yeah, it's the dial. I guess that's better? No, that's not better. That's still too quiet. That is definitely still too quiet. I think that's fine. Okay. I think that's about exactly where it was last time. One of the dials is messed up, so like you adjust it and then it cuts out. I assume you could probably hear that. Probably sounded kind of funny. Part of me wants to stream on Twitch for visibility reasons, but I want to stream on YouTube because I don't like advertising, and so I want to eliminate advertising. You should never see an advertisement on this channel. That's the goal. That's why I'm on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure they won't put ads on my videos and or stream. I think. I still don't have still not exactly sure how that works. That's what Google seemed to suggest. And my perusings through the YouTube's live stream documentation. Okay, so I have hard-coded 0.9. There is no DHCP on this VLAN. So why isn't this working? What's going on? I mean, the other router's still busy upgrading anyway, so whatever. Oh! What do you know? Progress. Right as I mention it. It's funny how that works. Okay. I actually cannot figure out. We're gonna swap ports. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm pretty sure this other one. It might just be the first port on the router, actually. Now that I think about it, because obviously, like, there's a connection established, and so this computer says, I'm 0.9, but that doesn't necessarily mean I can get to the router. Okay, I guess this one might not work as well, but like both of these should work. I was just logged into this yesterday, before I pulled it from the rack, of course. I don't remember which port the management interface of this machine was on. I mean, it's either, okay, I guess we'll try 3. We'll wait a little bit. Give it a little bit longer. Because these routers are slow to establish connections to machines. I don't know why. But sometimes it'll take like a minute. Did I already... Hold on. I wonder if I've... No, I don't think I did. Okay. See, I thought I had already taken backups of this stuff, like a while ago. But I cannot remember where I put them. one of the reasons why I needed a newer version of JuneOS is because they introduced support for VPNs with 12.3 x48 D105 or one of these, like with 12.3 x48 they introduced the ability to use WireGuard, which I would like to have on my router, which means it needs to be newer than that. So my only option was basically to, well, if I wanted to stick with a Juniper SRX, I didn't have to. I was also thinking about just rolling my own with pfSense or OpenSense, because that's what I used to do. I have a Dell Optiplex somewhere, shoved two Intel network interfaces into it. pfSense, boom, there's a router. But I wanted something that I could mount in the rack, and I also wanted something that would support PoE out of the box. So, should be fine. This isn't an enterprise environment, so I'm not really worried about my shit getting hacked, you know? It's like, I hardly use the internet. I'm not worried about it. Okay, let's try again. Nope, okay, let's try the third port. Well, I feel like it was just in the third port. But I think I forgot to switch it over to the other network interface in the back on the server itself. I mean, like, this router is working. Like, the stream is streaming. I don't know why I can't get into the web interface. I'm missing something. I mean, obviously I'm missing something. Because the router's been powered up for like half an hour now. So JWeb is running. It is operational. And when I'm on the .1 network, I can access it. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because it's just HTTP and not... Oh, yep. Yep, there you go. What do you know? All I had to do was remove that stinking S. Okay. Also, I like the look of this version of the JWeb interface. It looks way cooler. It's a lot more sleek. It's less busy. The newer version is really busy, like needlessly so. But apparently it works better than this one, which is a shame because this one looks better. Okay. This is the real reason why I like JuneOS is because I can go to the CLI editor and I can totally ignore all the other bullshit, and I can just type right in here, and I can copy and I can paste. I don't have to enter endless CLI commands. Oh, I need a new DHCP pool. Copy, paste, 3, right? Infinitely easier than messing around in the JWeb interface or even the CLI. Right, I just literally click, I punch in, copy and paste whatever I want, and then I just click commit. And I love it. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is a trunk with those two VLANs on it. Yeah, and it's the next two that are VLAN 0, and then 1, 1, 1, 2, and then 0 and 2. Yeah. So this one goes up the laundry chute to a PoE switch, and that PoE switch is configured to have 0 and 2 on a trunk on a port, on the same port that powers it, conveniently enough. And then I just split it off to different ports. Because I had back when I had Wi-Fi in my home, I had a Netgear PoE access point. So then it would go through this, right? And then VLAN 0 would go through the same port that powers the access point. And so that way I could manage the access point on the same, it was all on the same VLAN, which was really convenient. So I could tap into the PoE switch and then through that to the AP, which was nice. I mean, I'm still obviously gonna have this configuration because the PoE switch is still up there, even though the access point's unplugged permanently. All right, swag. I think I should just be able to copy and then. Documents, SRX220 TXT. We'll call it CFG because we're cool like that. I should not have to do sudo for this, because that would be annoying. Bam! And then quit. Whoops. 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 I fucking hate VI. Okay. Escape. Right click. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And we're done here. Got that. I don't really think I need this router for anything else other than internet for now. So we're gonna what are we gonna do? Let's just wait. That flash drive. do not have internet. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna plug a cable in from this machine, the one that is expecting that is gonna send out some DHCP requests to the new server, the new router, and log into the web UI. We're gonna change the 1 to a 0, because 0 is my management network. And then we're going to swap the ports around on the server. Swap the cables around between the two interfaces on the back of the server. And then we'll have internet and web UI access to the new router. And that should be good. But I'm going to need another cable. Dang, you probably shouldn't see that. I don't care. I can probably just rotate it later this week. I don't. On the one hand, I don't care, but on the other hand, what am I doing? How do I scroll up without middle click pasting everything into there? Whatever. I don't actually know if that stuff is even useful. I don't know if you can actually pull my private and public keys from that random art image and from the fingerprint. I don't know that. Oh, it's gotta reboot again? Oh man. Anyway, I do not have PowerShell yet. I also still do not have internet yet, and I keep forgetting that. Do we need PowerShell? Gotta have PowerShell for every system, because PowerShell is the greatest. PowerShell is great because C# is great. And that's all there is to it. Okay. So we're here now. I should be able to go to. Well, not one actually. Oh, HTTPS. Okay. Um. Might just take a little bit. No. Pretty sure this is the IP. I'm pretty sure this machine would have received an IP address via DHCP. I wish it were easy to check. You know, I just forget. Well, Debian, I'm used to, I think it's ifconfig, but not on Debian. And then I always forget the one for Debian, and I can't look it up because I don't have internet, which means I gotta swap the network parts around. So I can. I should have internet though. I don't. I might just have to wait a bit longer. I plugged it into the wrong one. right either.
No. No, because I swapped them around earlier. Because this one is the management interface. The one that's on the management network. And that was in port 3, which is VLAN 0. And then these are both. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it just took a bit. I was correct, I just had to be patient. I was correct the third time. Just had to be patient. Okay. So we're at 192, 168. Yeah, okay. That's correct. Okay, I need to throw this away. That clock is also very wrong. How do you change that? Okay. So I can, in fact, go to 0.1. No, I can't because. I'm sorry, I meant I cannot go to 0.1 because it's the management VLAN. But this gives me internet. And now I can ask the question, JWeb interface 23.4 R2, start there. This does not sound like a problem. No, because this is login. I click around. Yeah, it's not what I wanted to click. Still interesting, because I know no one likes JWeb, but enable. I don't. It really doesn't. I don't think it really matters what order these occur in, but because it might be disabled by default at this point in time. Probably not. Um, hmm. All right. All right. Um, unit 0. Yep. Way too much work for something I'm just gonna blow away later, but whatever. So, is it access? I'm looking for that. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, is there a name for that? Yeah, I can't scroll that. That sucks. Address assignment. Cool. Probably name. Okay, I know enough about it now. So if we look at the set commands, right? So now we set access. I mean, I should just actually be able to set. I assume this should actually all just carry over, right? Set network 202.168.0 .0/24. Okay, now I have to set the range and the router address for DHCP, and that's being propagated out of 0. Wait. No, that's, yeah, okay, never mind, not that. Did I plug into the 0 with port? Oh, it's unplugged now, but I can't remember. Dang, I might have plugged it into the I might have plugged it into the gateway port. I probably did. Oh well. We go to here, and then we say not network, but range. Junos range. Low. Yeah, why would you ever do it this? I must be missing something. There must be shortcut commands here that like go through and change like all of these instances of the .1 subnet to 0, like some form of shortcuts instead of going through and changing it like this, because this is kind of stupid. We're gonna go 10 to 254. I mean, I guess is it like this is literally it's literally ripping this like right from the config. So I guess it's not that big of a deal. Plus, it does give you all the things that you can actually put in the config right there, which is kind of nice. No, I guess so. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But I would rather be able to just copy and paste blocks of config, and then just edit it in a text document, which I'll probably still do. But I guess it's nice to have like both. Router. Oops. Router address 192.168.0.1. Oh, whoops, that's still a set account. I'm in a set. Oh, that's why. I'm an idiot. This should be show, and I can see it. And it's still got that one set. Is that going to remove it? So I can set, but is there like an unset? Because it just added that to the list. If I do that, it's still there. So if I say, is there an unset or something? No. Delete a data element. I can delete an element. So if I take this, and then delete, then I show. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So if I show, does it dump all? Oh, it dumps all of it. Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. So DHCP local server in a group on that interface. IRB0. That's not on the older versions of Juno OS. I don't know what that is. Or maybe it is, it's just not used by default. Or maybe it is used by default and I just don't remember it. But I don't think it was used in the same way as it is here. Yeah, still using Google's name servers, whatever. Trust to untrust. It's fine. From zone trust to zone trust. So between all my systems, and then trust to untrust. Security zone trust is the IRB.0 interface. Still don't know exactly what that is. Well, then untrust is 7, and then whatever how D10.0 is. So I wouldn't have plugged it into the untrust security zone. Oh, well, that starts at 1. So 1 is untrust. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's 0? Is 0 just not configured by default? Does it not start counting at 0? I wonder if it doesn't start counting at 0. It does start counting at 0. Where is 0, 0? The config. Oh, and then there's there's IRB. Do I have internet? I do. I forgot. Junos. packets to another routed interface, or to another VLAN that has an IRB interface. Let's see what this guy tried to do. Show route, okay. Cool command. Keep that in mind. So I don't know how. So I guess it's some form of virtual interface. And are they tied to VLANs? Am I using these IRB interfaces instead of VLANs when I go to configure things? No, because when I have an interface, it is configured with VLAN. It is a trunk port with all VLAN numbers in this instance. Alright. You can accomplish this forwarding on a switch without using a router by configuring an integrated routing and bridging interface. Also called routed VLAN interfaces, or RVIs. Okay, interesting. So they're using an IRB with a big network address. I mean, I guess it's not that big. It's /24, but still big enough. But there's supposed to be two, according to this document. It's at least two logical units. So is there an IRB1 somewhere, or is it referring to something else? Okay, well that's right. So 0, 0, so 0 is configured as presumably the gateway. And then the VLAN ID 3 is configured to use this interface. And that interface is configured with this address. VLAN ID 0 available? Or is that June OS VLAN ID 0? VLAN 0 is reserved and cannot be used on Juniper device. You can use input and output VLAN maps to effective top or push the VLAN headers to be making the packet on tag. Okay. Why does it start counting at 3? Sure, okay, so I can use 1 through 511 for normal VLANs. But I like it when 1 is 1 and 2 is 2, and 3 is 3, you know? So... But I do want to use network 0, because I like starting at 0. And it's primarily because I want .1 to be my network. That just like random devices get plugged into. Which means the management network has to be 0, right? It's gotta be 0. It's gotta be. Then the VLAN, I think on the last router, I just did 0 is 1, 1 is 2, 2 is 3. Probably. I'm an idiot. Is it not? Oh, is it core? PowerShell core? I'm getting distracted right now because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I'm just gonna go with whatever I feel like when I go to do it. Apt install wget. I gotta get wget. Wait. Oh, to get the my MS repository. Six? No way. But I could also just do this, right? Well, let's see how we install packages. Debian PowerShell core installing PowerShell. Oh, I just use install module through PowerShell. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But then, oh, that's straight up it? Oh, okay. Cool. Nothing fancy I gotta do for that. What's new in PowerShell core 7.6? built on .NET 10 LTS. It's pretty recent. I really should just use the most recent version, the most recent LTS versions of PowerShell. I mean, on this system I should. Right. Yeah. That's 6. PowerShell or core. Why would a Windows user want to download and install PowerShell 7.x? Seems like the default version. Yeah, shut up. You know what you're talking about. Oh wait, well if 6 uses 10, then 7.2 might be 6. Here we go. I might go with PowerShell 7.2. So that way I can run the same version and guarantee that the same programs I write can run on at least Windows 7. But then on Windows XP, Windows XP is going to be stuck in the Stone Age, but that's fine. I won't really be writing PowerShell on Windows XP. It'll basically just be running old software. And if I needed a PowerShell script, it wouldn't be anything crazy. don't even think PowerShell's on Windows XP. I thought it was. It might be in Service Pack 3. But it doesn't mention it here. I'd expect it to be mentioned if it did. So that's funny. I mean, but yeah, I would never really care to I really wouldn't have a reason to run it there anyway, even if I could. But then .NET 6. What version of C# does that give me? C#. Damn you, Microsoft, with all your version numbers. Preach. Oh, you weren't listing... Oh, that's because it's Visual Studio. Wait, how old is this? Oh, that's 9 years ago. That explains it. Is there a link between them? Well, yes, there is, probably. But like at the same time, I don't want to learn an old version of C#. You know, just so I can run it on Windows 7. But I'd like it to run on Windows 7. Maybe I get good enough at writing code and then I just port .NET to Windows 7. Maybe I just do that 10 years from now when I actually know what I'm doing when I'm programming. That'd be funny. Yeah. Besides, this is Debian. This is on the internet. It should be up to date in every regard, or at least in most. It at least can't be crazy old. Even if my router is going to be stuck on a firmware version from 2026. Well, they're still, like, the most recent patch is, it is still valid. So, I should still be able to well, I won't be able to get the updates myself. I'll have to find someone else on the internet who is able to get them for me. But at least I have the most up-to-date one. Here's where I got it. It was like dl.go.trex.com. And I think that was an S. Oh, that's because this was a dash. Here. Right? I don't know what this website is, but Google dug it up for me. It's like Norwegian or something. Dutch. It's language they speak in Norway. What language do they speak in Norway? Norwegian is the language. Or Norwegian. Okay. Who speaks Dutch? Who speaks Dutch? The Netherlands, Belgium, and France. Netherlands, not Norway, but the Netherlands. And South Africa. And that one right there. I don't know what country that is. Is it this one? No, that's a language. I do not have speakers, so I cannot figure out what Dutch sounds like. Okay, anyway. This is a website. Yeah, wow. I did a Who Is on the domain. It's from 2013, so it's not like, you know, it's not like crazy new, but it's also still completely unknown. But they've got all this stuff that you can download. I found this yesterday, by the way. This is probably not actually meant for me. It's probably just... It's probably a mistake that they made this accessible. If I had to guess. It's probably by accident. Because most of these files are from 2024. Probably, yeah, like 2024, 2025. So this was a recent addition to their website. Either way, they just so happen to have, I passed it. It's not Srax, it's Juniper. Juniper. And they've got up-to-date copies for all these different types of hardware. Boom. There it is, from the 2nd of February, 2026. And it checked out. So this is where I'm going to be getting my firmware from for my router. Until they prevent me from downloading it. Thank you, GoTrex, for your support. But I will forget this if I don't like pin it or something. Pin. Thank you. So yeah. You know what version of stuff we're gonna use? Hold on. I should know if it's something. I meant this to be proof of what version I was going to use, but actually I just remembered that I can still use this book and use C14. But this book was very cheap because it's out of date. Out of date as of, 2 years ago? I mean, come on, right? It's, like, what does this book not include? It's missing... like hardly anything. I mean, like look what they're adding, right? Like a couple, like they're adding like a couple little things. I mean, they're probably bigger than that. But when I need to figure out what these 20 or so bullet points are, I will just ask Google. And this will give me this will probably give me like 99% of what I need to know. As soon as I read it, because it's big. Yeah, but I mean, some of this I can skip. Like this whole C# language, like I've already written C# programs before, so I can probably skip that. Creating types, I'd probably peruse through that. Advanced C#, probably read that. Overview of .NET, I kinda already get .NET. I know what it does for the most part. .NET fundamentals. Collections. Link. Probably, I'm not gonna read this whole thing. I'll probably read it when I need to know something out of it, based on the table of contents. Like I just saw a section that's like streams and I/O, and then also networking. So when I need to work with those, I'm just gonna like read that chapter probably on stream, because why not? Will keep me focused, because otherwise I'm never reading that chapter. I'm gonna go put this back because I'm not gonna be reading it down here. It's way too close down here. And way too uncomfortable. It was like mid-60s and rainy all last week, and now this week it's 30 degrees outside. And I ran out of heating oil in my home, so it's also like 50 degrees upstairs. And it's the basement, so it's probably like 40 degrees down here right now. Okay. We're gonna use C#. We're gonna use C# version 14. We're gonna use the latest version of .NET. Because I don't think I'll be really writing code for Windows 7. Because no one runs Windows 7 anymore. Yeah, and I'll like I said, when I'm some like pro programmer, I'll just port the latest version of .NET back to Windows 7, because like realistically it's Windows, like it's all the same. At this point in time, like Windows XP is a different beast because they seriously changed the Windows API. But at this point in time, I mean, they just don't want to support it because they want you to use the latest version. It's not because they can't. It's exclusively for money reasons. That's it. But they kind of just kept fucking with Windows after 7. They just kind of like made it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Like even Windows 10 is dog shit. Like it's still fine, it's functional. Like LTSC is great because it's got most of the trash stripped back, but it's annoying to have like a settings page that just goes back to the original control panel behind it. You didn't have to add the settings menu, right? You just thought you did because you wanted to appeal to people that don't know anything. But it doesn't help because those people still don't know how to use your settings page. You should have just left the control panel. So, oh well. Anyway, Where was I? 20 minutes ago. I was. Where's that tab? Okay, don't need this, don't need that. Thanks but no thanks. Here. This is too new. And this one is still like supported. So maybe we won't use quite the latest yet. But we'll go with this until it's no longer. Maybe we'll just ask, because I don't actually know what prompted them to release PowerShell 7.6, if not just the release of a new version of .NET Core, right? Like, are they going to be supporting 7.4 and 7.6 in parallel for a year, or is 7.6 literally just 7.4 but ported to, you know, .NET 12? What's the most recent version of .NET? .NET 10, was it? .NET 10. From November 7th, 2025. Oh, okay, then .NET 11 would be the one that's releasing later this year. And so 10 is the LTS, the long-term support LTS version. Cool. But this guy's good till November 10th, 2026. It's kind of soonish. Oh, that's crazy. Look at this. That's a 3-year gap. This is a 2-year gap. What's this one? That's also a 3-year gap. This one is a 2-year gap. No. Wait. Yeah, that's a 2-year gap. 20 plus 2. Done. 3-year gap, 3-year gap, 2-year gap. Interesting. And of course we've got PowerShell as of 2018. Sure. Well, we'll just go with 7.6 because there's no reason not to. I'm sure it can't be that buggy, right? Can't be that bad. And then but of course, if I don't do it like this, I bet it won't get updated with anytime apt update runs. Right? Following shell script downloads and installs the current release of PowerShell. Change the URL to download the version of PowerShell that you want to install. That's just still installing wget and then getting and then just using apt. says version ID? That must be for the Debian, Debian version. Wait. Oh, no, but if I ever update the Debian version, this also would need to change. So I think it's supposed to be, I think this is that's just a environment variable. Yeah. For supported versions of Debian that have a package published to the Microsoft package repository. Well, this is a pretty new version of Debian, so it should be fine. Okay. It did not work. Packages, Microsoft Com, Debian 12. Okay. So we at least got that far. So we ran the update. wget is already the newest version. Get the version of Debian. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it downloading these to? Then it's just registering the keys. Okay, so it doesn't, it's not being retrieved every single time. Oh, but I mean, version ID is just 12. So it probably did download that. I don't know where it downloaded it. But it did also clean it up. Okay. Release file for invalid for under 2 hours and why? It's not valid yet. Probably what it is. Debian change system time. Forgot. Oh, my clock is wrong. Of course, the hardware clock is what's wrong. probably have to be sudo to do this. Date set to 1T26. 04. One T1. It's actually colder upstairs than it is down here. It's 52 upstairs. It is currently... Oh, it is this one. So that... And that is 14. Oh wait, I can just type in 14 and it sets it to... That's fine. I will wait for 20 seconds. Oh, wait. That's fine. I didn't read the note. When the system boots, it has no concept of absolute time and will populate the system time with the date and time read from the hardware clock. Okay. Hardware clock. Can I, for real, just punch that right in? Wait, modern Debian releases 2.2. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And onwards, automatically save the system time to hardware clock on proper shutdowns. And set the system clock from hardware clock when they boot up. This is done by the script. Hardware clock sh. Well, just in case. Just in case we don't shut down improperly and then we forget. That would suck. Well, wouldn't it just be annoying? Because then I'd forget, and then I'd run into issues, and I might not remember that my clock is wrong next time I run into issues like that. And then I'd be troubleshooting it for 20 minutes, because that's how I do things. Okay. I'm also probably never shutting this one down. It's probably just going to be like running all the time. So when it does shut down, it'll probably be an accident. Delete that. 43 packages can be upgraded. Run apt list upgradable to see them. Sure. Is it upgrade? Yeah. Oh, a new Linux kernel. It's kind of cool. I guess I can't refresh that. I mean, there's obviously no one watching, which is fine. But if there happened to be someone watching and they were sending messages, but this actually didn't work like I thought it did because I have not verified its functionality. I mean, it's just a web browser tab with the chat popped out. Like, it should work. But it is running on Windows 7, so I actually cannot be sure. Okay, now PowerShell. But I hope it doesn't auto update to 7.7. Right, like as I run apt update, does maybe it probably doesn't say. Is this the same exact website? Support for this version of Debian ends in 2 months? Less than 2 months. What's up with that? Is Debian 12 not an LTS release? Encompasses 5 years. Released on 2023. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 6/10/2026 and 2 years of long-term support until June 30th. Okay. So I guess Microsoft says we're done after that. The version. See, but that's not really end of life, right? When it's on long-term support, that doesn't mean it's end of life. That just means it's long-term support. That's LTS, not EOL. Those are two different acronyms, Microsoft. But anywho, maybe we upgrade to Debian 13? However, I'm wondering if Debian 13 is not Well, actually, I think they all have the same. Yeah, 3 years of full Debian support and then 2 years of LTS support. Okay. To upgrade, let's go to the release notes. I am worried about that failing, actually. That would be annoying if it did. So... Like, it shouldn't. The only reason it would fail is because I have... my operating the operating system is installed on a mirror. I forget what it's not RAID. I mean it's RAID, but it's not. I'm pretty sure RAID is just it's like, what does it stand for? It's redundant array. Of inexpensive disks. So it's of independent disks. Okay, sure. So yeah, it's RAID 1. But I don't think that would matter, right? Maybe someone else did this. Upgrade Debian 12. It's the only thing I could possibly imagine going wrong, because everything else is stock. Like, I've done hardly anything to this machine other than install i3. You know, with RAID 1 OS disk. And disk space. Disk space because they are... I thought they were 8 gigabyte drives, but... This looks familiar. Oh, those are mount points. That's 386, and then this is the mirror. It's supposed to be the mirror, but yes, this is a 7.5 gigabyte OS disk. This is swap? That's not swap. Oh. Well, that's what DF stands for. And this is it right here. I'm using 9.7 gigabytes. What? On MD0? Oh, no, I'm sorry. These right here. Is SDD not the mirror? We're gonna mount, just to see what's going on in there. SDD1. I think I've still got the USB 0 folder. Just check it there because why not? And it's empty. Okay. Either way, these are so 1 and 2 are way too small. That's right. This is the root of the file system. I forgot actually that I did that. I thought, because the last install I did, I had a RAID 1 configured across those two 8 gigabyte SATA SSDs. But then I was trying to get the 4-disk RAID 6 array on the front to mount to home, but then I also needed space for the rest of the operating system. But then I found a way. And I found a way to do that. Okay. Yeah, it's very obvious that's the case. I do not know why I thought otherwise when it's staring me right there in the face. Okay. So we got plenty of space. Plenty of space. But the issue still remains because this is not typical, I don't think. Devil, is that really how I spelled that? Debian. Upgrade. Debian 12 up. Maybe just upgrade when installed across multiple disks. Let's say upgrading when I can't. Dude, my fingers are cold. It's still cold down here. This is why I wanted to stream upstairs, because Well, I moved down here thinking it was still going to be mid-60s outside, but then I moved everything down here and then the temperature dropped. And I still don't know how loud my voice is on. I presume it's fine. The green bars are high enough. I'll just keep projecting my voice. Upgrading Debian 12 when it is installed across. Seems like nobody's really doing this. Debian installed 2 hard drives. It's not really the same. Okay, well here it is. If you use the MDADM package as of August 2nd, 2025, you'll want a workaround to avoid an issue where MDADM is updated before System D and shows an error that it cannot find System D. A bug report tracks this. Okay. So that's good. They let me know ahead of time. MDADM should not be should not be updated without an error message about. Oh, should be updated without an error message. I'm not finding System D. Automated by Ansible. Very cool. Very cool. Plentiful as sand on the beach. How biblical. update and then full upgrade. May as well just do it now instead of, like, if I'm gonna break this installation, I better break it now instead of later. Before I start installing a bunch of stuff, right? So, let's go for it. Keep clicking the wrong button. Okay. Boom. Is that it? Oh, update. I gotta start reading more. Update current distribution. This brought in a new kernel, sudo reboot, otherwise continue. This removed an old kernel. Sudo apt install by screen and screen. So I can run it in screen for some reason. I don't know why. Change repo to Trixie from bookworm. Did I miss something? Why am I doing this now instead of later? Okay, got it. We need to hold mdam. Mdam is set on hold. Cool. Following say yes to restarting services and keep existing config files when prompted. Update mdam if it's in use. So the workaround for an order of operations issue, see above. Oh, you run the same command again after moving everything from... Is that what's going on here? Yeah, not found because it's still Debian 12. See, they put the version number in the file. But then they also specify, you know, the name of the operating system. It should just be Debian prod and then okay. Thank you once again, Microsoft, for not knowing how Linux works, I guess. I mean, I don't know how Linux works either. So, to be fair to them, I guess. But now I need to change that, and it gave me the path for that. So there's this. It was the sources D. Sources list D. That has that. So if we go to VI, 12. Oh, it's read only because I forgot I have to do sudo every single time. Do I have a end? I do. And then we B I 3 escape right quit. Okay. Now try that again. Found signatures couldn't be verified because the public key is not available. Well, I'll have to just try that again later. So I guess I'm confused because this didn't do anything. Do I have to... Is it just erroring out? Is that the problem? Is it like erroring and then just quitting? Oh, it's not even getting that far. It's just getting to... It's just running out update and then failing. Okay. So what we'll do is we will remove and just pretend like it doesn't exist. And then we'll just full upgrade. So then I unhold it, and then I update it again, and then it's updated without an error message about not finding system D. And then reboot. Okay. That's simple enough. Oh, snap. Look at that. Services in your system, which you restarted in certain libraries, such blah, 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 blah. Say yes. Restart services during package upgrades without asking. Yes. You may. Oh, is that a warning? Oh, I wish I could see those a little bit more, but I assume it doesn't matter, and that the updates will take care of it. apt will take care of it, presumably. Brr. Did get that situated though, so I do actually have audio again. really need the clock there. Kind of like the way it looks without. And that's just because there's something happening. Oh, it's done. Now we can unhold. I don't know what I'm doing. I went from, my brain went Windows mode for a second there. And then do it again. Removing the kernel I just installed. Oh wow, the newest one is 6.12.74. Oh, that explains it. With this proper reboot, it should. I mean, I already set the clock, the hardware clock, through that command, but I mean, I guess it just did it again. The first stages of the server's boot up process are in 720 by 400 resolution, which the capture card does not like at all. And then this portion is just like 640 by 480, I think. It's nothing special. See, that's what these warnings are. It's just leaving trash all over my system because it's not empty. Or maybe this seems somewhat generic, so maybe it empties the directory and then attempts to delete it in the event that it is empty. and that's how it would know that no one else is using it, right? If it removed everything. Did it put there? I don't know. No. I don't know why it would try to remove this directory. No clue. Optional but recommended. Switch to dev 822 format for the sources.list. This will write that and that. Caveat that Trixie backports might not have a signed by on some third-party mirrors. Fix this by manually setting signed by in Debian backports sources. Again. Mount temp check. Mount bind root to mount temp check. You have to mount the temp directory? What? I don't care. That should be. I've got plenty of space. There shouldn't really be much of anything in that temp directory anyway. Womp womp. Hey, at least he backed up. Okay. Here's my chat box. There it is. Friday.md is what it's called. Are they trying to tell me something? Like, don't take this too seriously because I wrote it on a Friday? That's what it looks like. Anyway. What is this? Oh, this was the script. This was the installation script I was supposed to follow. Let's see if I missed anything. Probably should not just run that on my system without thinking. Yeah, this is for preparation purposes. Yeah, definitely not gonna do that. There's a lot more here. From optical media, if you want to use only DVDs or CDs or Blu-ray discs, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. lot here. But I guess this is like the whole shebang, whereas the other one was if it was just kind of, you know, a basic Debian install plus you know, a handful of third-party repositories. So that's basically what I had, although I do have to reinstall PowerShell because that did not. But now we have Debian 13. Anyway, let's see. Install PowerShell on Debian. So now I have the version for 13, and now I grab the keys. Cannot access archive, no such file or directory. Okay. Is that not an environment variable? It's not, but that's what this does, I suppose, huh? Oops. Copy that. And now this is now that's populated, and now I can run wget. Now it downloaded it. Now I can use that. Deleted buddies. What did you do about it? Install the package maintainers version. And now I can delete it. I assume it's just right there, right? Yeah. And now I can update. Phenomenal. And now I can install PowerShell. It's already installed, actually. That's right. Because I did in fact install, but now I have. Now I've got the correct package repositories in place. This is very swag. Don't need that. What is this? Don't need that. Nope. Nope. I already know. And then this is. And yes, okay. Is that the only one that's. I think that's the only one that's plugged in right now. Okay. Let's see here. Now let's go back to doing JunoS stuff. So give me another terminal. We're going to put it here. We're going to green. 0. 9600 should be the default, but then it does that. That's right. It's gotta be sudo, because my user account can't do anything. What? Let's see where we're at. Gotta change the name servers at some point, but I don't care. We've got net, we've got policies, and then the zones. Untrust is 7, which is actually fine, because it's going to be 7 anyway. I might have configured that, because I don't think I reset, I don't think I reset the config since last time, but we're missing 000 here. And there's 7. Yeah, I don't know, like propagate settings, that might have to be the 7, because it probably was. See, let me check the other config. Where did I put it? That's right. Oh, I have Nano installed. I forgot about that. My dumbass using VI. See, DHCP. So that's changed. But propagation is going out. Default gateway. So I'm pretty sure GE1 is set as the default gateway. And there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. DHCP. So we're going to go propagate. What other options do I have? Oh, PP settings. Gotta type the whole name, propagate. Propagate. I can just hit tab, I forgot. Settings, and then GE 007.0. Something dot 0. I think that's what it is. Unit 0. Should do it. Warning, statement not found. I can just enter this command and I get back nothing. That explains it. That's funny. I mean, set. I forgot I did that. Can you imagine? Propagate settings GE 007.0. Hey. Now let's check a couple things. That, yep, that's the name of the interface on the untrusted zone. We're gonna have to add 0.0. I still don't really understand the IRB. Not quite. I assume that's gonna have to change to a 0 though, considering everything else has. That's on VLAN ID 3. Oh, that's right. What is it gonna be? It's gonna be VLAN. Should be any VLAN I want, because I'm gonna do 192.168.1.0 as VLAN ID 1, and then 2 is 2, 3 is 3, and then I'll get to choose what 0 is. Unfortunately, it can't be 0. I kind of wish I could, but no biggie. I forget where it was. Show. I'll just have to see it again. It's the interface. That's right. Interface. IRB. So set interfaces IRB. Do I have to specify unit? Yeah. Unit. Whoops. Unit 0. VLAN ID. VLAN ID. So I guess for normal VLANs it goes from 1 to 511. Which means 512 is... Yeah, that would be the next set. That's 2 to the 9th. So that's all ones. Sure, we'll do that. Boom. And then unit 0. Unit 0. Crap, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't virtual gateway, but that's kind of, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I really wish I could scroll through this, but I can't. Right? I can try again. No, I can't scroll it. Yeah. Okay. But I can also show it. protocol family. Yeah, that's right. Oh. Family. What other options do I have here? That's where it is right now. 79192.16801/24. And presumably I'll have to delete the old one. So I'm just gonna do that anyway. And then rand. Let's see the whole thing again. I might have made a mistake. Hold on. Am I supposed to configure VLAN ID on the interface? Probably did that wrong. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to set VLANs, VLAN trust. Can I rename it? Is there a rename option? VLAN name. We're going to set VLANs, VLAN, MGMT. VLAN ID 511. And then we're going to set a layer 3 interface to IRB 0. And then we're going to delete you're going to set VLANs, VLAN trust, your interface to we'll just chuck it. We'll just chuck it somewhere for now, just to make sure it's not like an invalid configuration or something to not have an interface. I just don't want to really deal with that being the case, or that potentially being the case. So we'll just throw it in. But we're gonna forget. We're gonna forget that we did this, and then I'm gonna try to use port 5, and then I'm gonna be like mad because I can't figure out what I did. But that's fine. We'll throw it on 5. We'll throw it on 6 because I can't use 6 because it's I don't have another SPF module. Only IR. Oh, okay, interesting. Is that technically a layer 2 interface? Does it even have a layer? Or is it just an interface? Damn, guess nobody knows. Oh, we should do a lag check. has not drifted at all, which is good. Okay, so we're just gonna... We're gonna just use it then, because that's easier. And then we're going to delete VLANs, LAN, and I could have just done show VLANs, but oh well. Let me just make sure everything else looks okay. So yeah, that's all VLAN trust. We'll just leave it like that for now because that's easier. And I'll do more specific changes a different way. Oh, interface. I gotta remove that VLAN ID. That shouldn't be there, I don't think. And then that's 511 VLAN trust. IRB is 0. Okay. Set. Delete interfaces. IRB 0 unit 0. VLAN ID. Show interfaces. Commit. So at this point, the router should be handing out DHCP addresses to those who ask. This server on the management port will not ask. It will just say I have 0.9, which is outside of the DHCP range or pool. And the port that is currently plugged into the router with internet access is not the port I want to plug in. So that one is the black wire. So we leave the black wire plugged in. Unplug. Wire. That seems okay. Just trying to think about which. I have a bunch of these like short network cables. I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to use, because yes, it does matter to me and to nobody else. The servers don't care which cable I use. Because if the first two are so the first two ports on this, so 0 and 1 are gonna be management network for the two servers. I will. Oh no, the thingamajig is going the wrong way. just gonna see if what I did worked. And then I think I'll be done. Because I'm cold and I gotta use the bathroom. So we are connected, so we've, well, I mean, of course, we're connected, you know. But I should be able to go to 0.1 on HTTPS, and it should, yes! Yes! First try. I'm counting that as first try. I'm not counting all of the other past tries that we don't need to talk about, because this was, as far as you know, the first. So we'll leave it at that. Oh man, the floor's cold too. My feet are cold. I didn't put my slippers on. Alright. Add device to Juniper Security Director. Cloud. No. See if this tab works now. Because the older, on the older version I was using, it didn't. Wow, look at that. It actually works. That's cool. We've got 0, 1, 1.0. Yeah, see, this one needs the, gotta add that. Yeah. This one's zone untrust. These ones are technically in zone. It might not be in a zone, actually. I think they're just, can't remember. I thought it was policies. Or is it just policy? Oh, it's probably security policy. Yeah, security policies. Then we have trust and untrust zones. Security zone. Then we have the security zone trust. Oh, it's just that IRB interface. So the IRB interface is in the trust security zone. The interfaces are members of the VLAN trust VLAN. And the IRB interface has the network address, has the address of the router, has the gateway address of the subnet, and then that interface is assigned to VLAN trust. So I have a VLAN, and then I have the layer 3 interface, which is the default gateway for the VLAN, basically. And then I have all of the interfaces also attached to the VLAN. Okay. Okay. And that is committed, so... Oh, I should fix the... I wish I could just copy paste, but I want to fix it now, so we're going to set interfaces set interfaces. GE 000. Unit 0. I don't think it's family. Is it VLAN ID, then the VLAN ID, or is it something else than VLAN ID? Family Ethernet switching VLAN, okay. Family Ethernet switching VLAN. Then do I have to say members? Probably, yeah. VLAN trust. VLAN trust. Oh, the tab did complete, that's cool. And then, show. Once again, did not need to show all that. I keep forgetting I can specify. And there it is. 0, unit 0, looks the same. Okay. So this is, and I do still have internet, of course, naturally. Yes, I do. RAND. And that did in fact commit. Let me just leave it there. It's presumably still functional because all I did was add that interface unit. So yeah, we're good. All right. I'm cold and hungry and thirsty.